Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is The Batman. I am so excited for this. I managed to avoid seeing it in cinemas and the wait has been excruciating, but we are finally here watching it today. Matt Reeves is one of my favourite directors. His work on the Planet of the Apes trilogy is just amazing. He can just really engross me in a story and make me feel tension. For me, it's quite hard for me to get my heart racing when it comes to tension and stuff, but he always manages to make it work, especially with the Planet of the Apes movies. And then this has just been hyped beyond all comprehension, I don't think I've had anything spoiled, really. I've seen the trailer and I've seen people posting about it on Twitter, how good the Batmobile chase is, but I wouldn't really consider that a spoiler. That's more just hyping up these specific moments. And I think I've seen a few clips of the Batmobile chase in the trailer anyway, or it could be a separate chase. But either way, I haven't really been spoiled on much. I'm very excited to see what's happening with the Riddler as well in this, because I've heard, this is kind of inspired by Seven and Zodiac, all great films. I'm really hoping the mystery and detective side of this is really strong in this. And one thing I do hope for is that the mystery or some of the riddles are kind of so solvable by the audience. As an audience member, they make sense and we can piece it together as well. If you're smart enough, you could have pieced it together as well. That would be really cool. From the trailer, I know there's the "If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?" That's the riddle that's in the trailer. I've had ages to think about that. So I think that's probably about Selina, right? Because Batman, he stands for justice. He's getting all of these criminals in. But then it seems this movie he's going to have a relationship with Catwoman. Maybe it's Riddler critiquing him on that because he puts away all these criminals, but the second he has a love interest with one, he lets her get away with stuff, So yeah, I do hope the rest of the riddles are solvable, I also know there is the deleted scene that has been released, which is Barry Keoghan's Joker. I am very excited for that. I'm going to watch that at the end of the video as well, react to that as well. He was my top choice for the Joker. I predicted it on Twitter ages ago. Go give me a follow maybe. And I am so excited to see what he brings to the table as well. Now, I have actually seen his design because people were posting it spliced together on Twitter or whatever, but it looked a bit janky, the perspectives weren't quite right. So I don't think we see a full face of his design here, but he looks really kind of mangled and disfigured, doesn't he? But it'll be exciting to see what he's saying to Bruce in that moment as well, So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find a full-length timer-based reaction where you just sync up your own footage and watch along with me in case there's anything that I cut out from the YouTube edit. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find early access to upcoming shows and movies that aren't currently airing. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is binoculars spying in on someone. Is this Batman doing surveillance, looking for a criminal? Or is that supposed to be Bruce as a kid? I wonder if we actually get the origin in this. Because it was Zorro, the play that he goes to see where his parents are murdered, right? So it's him playing with a sword here. Maybe he's pretending to be Zorro. Oh, he's got a Halloween bucket.
Hot last night in their final debate before next Tuesday's election.
The Gotham Renewal Program, established by the great Thomas Wayne.
Okay, so this is modern day.
Crime has skyrocketed. Murder and drug use are at historic highs. We have a masked vigilante running the streets.
So even though Bruce is out there every day, crime rates are still high. I do wonder if this will address this, like how the Lego Batman movie did, addressing that Batman doesn't actually really reduce the crime rate that much. Oh, he's here.
But I thought we were getting a bump in the new post poll.
That's really creepy how he's just standing there unnoticed, It makes you think about, if someone could be in your house like that and you wouldn't notice. He seemed quite sloppy with that attack. So he's going after a politician. It's kind of creepy how he flips between really calm and like really aggressive there. It's like all we're guessing is like his breathing.
Thursday, October 31st.
Oh, it's on. Yeah, it's on Halloween. We saw obviously the Halloween bucket.
2 years of nights have turned me into a nocturnal animal.
So he's been at it for 2 years. Yeah, it being Halloween is the perfect excuse to go out looting because you can wear a mask without being questioned.
It's a big city. I can't be everywhere.
Yeah, there's crime all around.
But they don't know where I am.
You can't be everywhere, but you could be anywhere. I've obviously seen these guys in the trailer. Are they part of like a Joker gang? Or are they just kind of like inspired by him perhaps? Or really leaning into this red like in the posters. And there's the cow. Yeah, the bat signal.
But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
A warning to all of the criminals.
Fear is a tool.
Just got chills. He could be in the shadows, he could be anywhere. Is this like this police helicopter there to help him, like draw their attention to the sky? Broke. Was that a bank? That looks kind of like a bank. Because they're broke, they're graffitiing on it. Yeah, this guy, he's only got half of his face covered. Is this like a initiation for him? Because the other guys were like pointing to this Asian guy. It was like, yeah, he hasn't earned his full colours. He's seen the signal as well. But of course, Bruce is gonna come intervene. Hyping up his entrance, just the footsteps, you know. Oh, he looks great. Yeah, look at him.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Do they just think he's like someone in costume, or do they actually not know who the Batman is? Well, they must know because they've seen the bat signal. He must have a reputation at this point. There we go. So that's right early at this point in the film, which I'm glad that the trailer hasn't shown stuff later on. Yeah, you can see he's kind of not exactly sloppy, but he's still getting hit. People are getting hits on him, you know. He's not this perfect fighter at this point. Suit's bulletproof, okay. But this younger guy is still here. Yeah, he only had half of his face painted, so that could be, you know, he is not part of the group, but it's also kind of showing that maybe he's not fully committed, because he was obviously having doubts there, wasn't he?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Police action.
He's with me, officer.
So Gordon and him have history, of course. Gordon was the one who set up the bat signal, right?
Goddamn freak.
Okay, so there's obviously people in the police force that don't like him, yeah? No more lies.
Sorry, Lieutenant. Thumb was severed.
Missing a thumb, okay?
He was alive when it was cut off. Ecchymosis.
Yeah, just showing off how smart he is. So a lot of things to do with lies and this politician. So the Riddler's got a vendetta against him for some reason.
Killer may have come through the Skylane.
That's where his weapon like bounced to. You know, Bruce is picking up on everything
You said there was a card.
before the police can.
What does a liar do when he's dead? There's a cipher, too.
He carries like he still lies because he's dead. You lie, as in lying down,
Any of this mean anything to you?
right?
I cut you a lot of slack, Jim, because we got history, but this is way over the line.
Okay, so there's people.
Wait.
The letter was to him as well, yeah. So Jim Gordon isn't the commissioner yet, or there's someone like above him.
He lies still.
What does a liar do when he's dead? He lies still.
He lies still. I mean, it wasn't the exact wording, but it was pretty good.
I want him out of here. Now.
He's good at disappearing discreetly, getting out of places discreetly as well, right? So he'll probably be all right.
Was there anyone else in the house when you arrived?
Oh, and they're actually playing something in the way in the movie. He kind of sees himself in the kid because he lost his parents as well. Yeah, this song just really builds like the atmosphere they're going for, right?
And I will not rest until this killer is found.
Can this crime be like pushed onto his like competitor, that woman?
Assault. 2 years later, they're all up.
Yeah, so he isn't really changing much.
The city's eating itself.
You know, will there be political ramifications for her if her main competitor was killed, you know? People will think it was a supporter of her or something. Oh, it's a tower in the middle of the city rather than it being a mansion. Is this his Batcave as well? Just down these stairs? Just in the basement of the tower? Oh, it's like an abandoned tube station.
I have to force myself to remember.
Oh, he's like recording the whole thing. Going through the footage and making notes. Yeah, he's really like putting in the work. How does he have time to sleep?
20 years ago this week, a celebrated millionaire philanthropist Dr. Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha were slain during Wayne's own mayoral campaign.
Oh, Thomas was running for mayor as well.
Notorious mafia crime figure Salvatore Maroni with
Maroni's arrested.
biggest drug bust in GCPD history.
I've seen Gotham, the TV show, is like Maroni and Falcone. They're like the two big ones, right?
This continues. It won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care about that.
So he's just waiting for all of his money, really. And the board at Wayne Enterprises obviously don't like that.
You're not my father.
Ooh.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, that dug deep. That hurt Alfred a bit. It's great seeing Andy Serkis in more live action roles because obviously he worked with Matt Reeves for The Planets of the Apes. Oh, the answer was part of the cipher as well, okay. So they have some letters for the cipher. Yeah, look at him, he's all bruised up and injured.
Quite
Look
elusive.
at that in the sunlight, because he spends all his like nocturnal.
I'm looking for any double symbols to start. Try and letters.
Double symbols, usually vowels, can help you figure stuff out. Yeah, he's got to put sunglasses on. Dry.
He's got a car. Guess it's good to be the mayor.
Oh, these are the mayor's cars. Like a drive, yeah. Thumb drive. So he took the mayor's thumb just for the riddle.
So much for family values. It sent out the photos from my account. Gotham Post, Gazette.
Oh, the press has them all. They all know about this affair then.
Never get in there without a warrant.
He doesn't need a warrant, does he? He could show up as Bruce as well, couldn't he? Though Bruce is this big socialite.
You know who I am?
Yeah.
I want to see the Penguin.
So they actually call him the Penguin. That's like his nickname.
Well, suit's gonna get all full of blood.
Mine or yours?
Is that Printworks? That looks like Printworks in London.
Look at that down or I'll blow your head off!
Oh, he's got his grappling hook.
You looking for me?
So he is actually willing to talk, he's trying to be pleasant, at least on the surface. Oh, here she is. Yeah, dealing drugs or something.
The man. Oh shit, it is. Look at that.
Yeah, so he does know more than he's letting on.
You know my reputation? Yeah, I do. Do you?
Does he not have that positive of a reputation then?
What people do here ain't got nothing to do with me.
He's just kind of the middleman. Colin Farrell is just like completely unrecognizable, isn't he? I wonder if they'll actually give him the monocle at one point. Or I know in some versions, I think it's the Arkham version where he has like a glass bottle kind of shoved into his eye, doesn't he?
On the news? Okay.
Oh, she's on the phone to the girl in the photo because it's on the news, so she doesn't know who she is.
God damn it.
They're using his theme quite a lot, just even subtly in the background there was that little dun 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 dun, just showing Bruce following them. Look at this, Bruce looking through the binoculars this time, and at the start of the movie it was Riddler who was looking through the binoculars. Seems to be a parallel there. And she's got lots of cats, of course. You see how you use her like cat burgling the skills, yeah? She's got a rope to send down. I wonder if she'll use it like a whip at some point. Look at that, she's got just the little ears. It's just a subtle...
Give me that.
She was only stealing a passport?
Consuelo, Monica.
That's the girl?
She did seem upset. Back at your place.
Revealing that he was spying on her. Just in the time that they've left, they were in debt.
Commissioner Pete Savage, he was found dead earlier tonight.
Oh, the commissioner, that was the one from earlier. That is victim number 2.
I killed your mayor because he was not who he pretended to be.
Was he a bit corrupt, the mayor?
Here's another.
Oh, he's still alive.
When the truth about our city will finally be unmasked. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's like really unhinged, like he'll suddenly shout random words.
The club within the club.
It's like a more exclusive VIP bit.
It's a mob hangout.
So, police commission has ties to the mob.
A lot of guys that shouldn't be there, I can tell you that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of corruption within the city, and that's probably why they're being murdered, right? The mayor was seen in the club that has ties to the mob, and the Riddler was saying that he's not who he pretended to be, so he probably isn't as virtuous as a mayor as he pretends to be.
Rat poison.
So he was calling him out as a rat.
What kind of demented son of a bitch does this to a person?
This one feels a bit more personal for Jim because it was like his boss.
The entire operation, then he caves to some low-life dealer.
Maybe he's not who you thought.
Is it just the illusion that they busted this big drug operation and it's actually that he was part of the whole thing, he was in on it?
Follow the maze until you find the rat. Bring him into the light.
He seems to be like purposely using bad handwriting, like scribbling, so they can't connect him with his handwriting.
Look at me. Looks good. Here.
Oh, he was just checking the contact. There's definitely like some tension there.
Kenzie. William. He's an off-duty cop.
Oh, he's a cop.
Don't worry. I'm watching it.
Yeah, if anything happens, he'll come in and intervene, right?
If I look back, it's gonna be a whole can of worms.
I need to see his face.
He needs to play into it and flirt with him a little bit, it seems.
That's the DA. Gil Coulson.
And he's coming over. You happy?
Talk to him.
DA is like drug department, right? And a DEA is drug enforcement something, right?
It's half the DA's office.
You know Carla here, huh?
So all of the people who are supposed to be fighting the drug war are in on it and doing drugs in this club.
I got a lot on my shoulders with that psycho running around.
He's wasted.
No shit.
I like that how she's like talking to him and talking to her. She's talking to Bruce and talking to this guy at the same time.
Hey, what's this about a rat?
Oh yeah, a bit of physical contact. She's got him right where she wants him, doesn't she?
It's gonna come out. And when it does, this whole city's gonna come apart.
This is the kind of pillow talk that got that Russian girl disappeared. What do you know about that?
No, but Selena's priority is her friend Annika, yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen you down here. How you been?
You know Carmine Falcone.
I told you it's a mob spot.
You didn't.
Oh, that was Falcone.
I don't have a relationship with him, okay?
That's not what it looked like. Wait.
It might be, it seemed like it was a bit of a one-sided relationship.
That's me right there.
Oh, it's completely wasted. There's no way he's gonna drive. That looked like someone in his car when he pointed to it. And there's like a deep breath, so like just like the Riddler, right? Yeah, he's sitting here watching. Oh, he took the headdress down so he could attack him easier. So this Gil guy, he's dead just when we were about to get a bit of information from him. Or is he still alive? He's got like some contraption for him. Or is it with the tape? Is that just kind of his theme? Like his calling card? He puts the tape on people. Obviously the tape cut stops Gil from like talking, but it seems to be a calling card as well. There's quite a lot of shots of like the back of people's heads, like we got with Selena with her red wig in the club. I'm seeing it with Batman as well. Wondering if there's any symbolism there. Does it just mean like they're thinking of something, you know?
Veroni case.
In the shadows.
I worked that case.
Riddler's not after you. You're not corrupt.
Yeah, he's only going after the corrupt people.
Who knows how many people it touches? Politicians, police, the courts.
So essentially the whole city is corrupt.
Where are your cufflinks? El Rata Elada.
Rata Elada. Rat with wings.
It's slang for pigeon. Does that mean anything?
Yeah, rat with wings. That can be a pigeon, but I've also heard that used with bats as well, right?
Alfred, I don't want your cufflinks.
Yeah, Alfred does act like a bit of a father figure. So there's Riddler supporters, the public are getting involved a bit, they want to know what's up with everything. And Penguin's here as well, with Falcone and Selena.
Hey, who's a white boy here? Would you slick?
Oh, it wasn't her. Oh, that's the girl that she was talking to though.
One guy in the city more reclusive than his father saved my life. Operated right on the dining room table.
So Falcone has a bit of respect for Thomas.
You don't think that meant something he did then?
It means he took the Hippocratic Oath.
Hippocratic Oath, what does that mean? It's just like, he saved me, so I take an oath to like protect him. The coughing and the breathing, that sounded like that could have been Riddler, you know? He's constantly got this heavy breathing.
Good safety net, didn't catch anybody. Didn't help my daughter when she needed it. But I know you.
Bruce Wayne, why haven't you called me back?
Is that supposed to be someone we know? Or someone important? Obviously, he's got a lot against the rich.
Mr. Wayne, your family has a history of philanthropy, but as far as I can tell, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, she wants what's best for the city. So Thomas tried to help the city through philanthropy, and Bruce is trying to help through being Batman, you know? Oh yeah, he's definitely here looking on then. I don't know if it kind of already ruins the mystery because I know it's Paul Dano who is the Riddler. I don't know if that's like important or not.
Get out!
What does it say on there? Dio something.
Looks like a combination lock.
Can we just cut it off?
Not if you want to keep your head.
Reminds me a bit of like Saw or something with the traps around the head.
You're part of this too.
How am I a part of this?
You'll see. You hear me?
Yeah, just like how unhinged he is.
No one ever gave me a chance. Be cruel, poetic, or blind, but when it's denied, it's violence you may find.
Wait. Could you repeat that? Cruel, poetic.
Justice.
Huh?
The answer's justice.
Justice, like blind justice. Okay.
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your...
Oh, okay, so he was talking to Coulson, not Bruce with this.
Last riddle. Since justice is so select, please tell us which vermin you're paid to protect.
The rat. The informant you all protect from the Salvatore Maroni case.
Give over that name. I have family, people I love. They'll kill them too. So much bigger than you could ever imagine. It's the whole system.
It's the whole system that's down. He needs to get away. He just completely tanked that explosion head on, point blank. They want to take his mask off, yeah.
Coulson's blood is on his hands.
Maybe it's on yours.
You could be an accessory to murder.
Who are you playing,
Yeah, don't touch his cow. Oh, that was cool. He like threw his cape a bit as like a distraction.
Assaulting an officer.
Got me on assaulting Drake.
So like everyone on the police you can't trust apart from Jim, basically. How deep this goes, I've said, is essentially the whole system that's corrupt.
This key through that door.
Yeah, he's helping him out. Oh, and that's the guy with the broken nose.
Kinsey Moonlights with a penguin.
Moonlight's just a car.
Yeah, Moonlight's he's a cop second. Actually using grappling hook. Is he gonna glide? It's like more of a wingsuit. He hasn't developed like the full-on cape gliding yet. Oh, cape got caught. The parachute, I mean.
Could have at least pulled that punch, man.
I did. Penguin's a rat.
His club caters to the mob.
It's a rat with wings, like a stool pigeon.
Or like a penguin, okay.
You want to move in?
Let's follow.
I like how much Jim Gordon and Batman are working together.
Looks like they got Maroni's operation up and running again.
Or they never shut it down at all.
Yeah, exactly. If the chief of police who was corrupt took down this drug operation and is working with the people who are like in charge of the drugs, yeah, it was all a ruse. Using a whip, yeah. I was wondering if they were going to incorporate the whip and, you know, how can they keep it grounded?
Those assholes are coming back.
Oh. That's her friend Annika, right? Just their head in that bag.
Hey, Vengeance!
I like that he calls him Vengeance as a nickname. He's not going to be there, is he? He's already got up. Oh, is this the Batmobile? So he had it there waiting. I like that, using the ramping up the high pitch to like build the tension. Is this the famous he drove off without even getting the money? Is this the famous chase that everyone was hyping up? And she's taking the money. I mean, she was majorly in debt, right? That money's better off in her hands. I mean, it's got to be bulletproof, doesn't it? You know, his cow, it does have almost like the Adam West bit where it's got the little rectangle around his nose. I don't think it has like eyebrows on it, but it does kind of resemble the Adam West one a little bit, right? I'm not crazy there, am I? It's more, that's just like the positioning of the stitching.
Get out of the way!
was an accident. Just get it. Oh, and that's a fuel truck there as well. Is he gonna be able to make it through all of this? Oh, look at that, just smashing right through the concrete. He's definitely reinforced it. No, there was like a ramp perfect for him.
I got you!
Yeah. That was cool, how it flew in the air and we're still just keeping it. The camera like tracked on one position on the car. I mean, I feel like that was mainly luck that the ramp was there perfectly for him. It wasn't like he's modded the Batmobile to be able to jump and stuff yet.
You don't just work for Carmine Falcone. You work for them too.
What are you, crazy? That's why you killed the girl.
Is he like the real mastermind behind it then?
Found out from Mitchell that you were the rat, so you killed her. But somehow Riddler found out too.
Oh, you guys are a hell of a duet here. Like the worst Spanish I ever heard.
What?
It's La Rata. What is this, Riddler, stupid or something? World's greatest detectives!
World's greatest detective?
No habla español, fellas?
Do me a favor, shithead, shut up!
So the translation was wrong?
You know what that sounds like to me? A friggin' bat! Huh? You ever...
Yeah, it sounds like a bat.
Yeah.
Oh, you are... Okay. URL. That's a bit of a stretch, I don't know. I don't think I would have ever got that.
The hell does that mean? He's here, isn't he?
You're missing the big picture. Is the next victim already dead? Oh, okay, not quite yet.
In a mansion, in a slum. I'll never know where I come from.
He's an orphan.
An orphan?
You gonna tie me? How the hell am I supposed to get...
He's like waddling like a penguin. Does he mean Bruce? Because Bruce grew up in a mansion and he's an orphan, right? Oh. Was that him?
Drop heads.
This drug drop is quite prevalent then. I wonder if that's something from the comics, like drop being an actual thing. Where it all began.
Wayne Foundation pledges a $1 billion donation. Get money to people and projects.
Renewal is a lie. Okay. So there's $1 billion that he was trying to get out into the people, but it was a lie. We did see at the start they were talking about the renewal fund when they were having their debate on the TV.
His next victim is Bruce Wayne.
Is Bruce this next? Oh, is Alfred gonna get caught in the crossfire? That looks like Riddler's handwriting, yeah. I love that, you can't even hear his scream. And his beeping. There's no way they kill off Alfred in the first film as well.
Something terrible is gonna happen!
I'm afraid it already has, sir.
Oh. I just got chills again.
About an hour ago.
It's already been an hour, wow, okay.
I've been trying to reach you.
Fire department's already here. See you in hell. They look like a pair of eyes. Okay, so he is alive.
It's just me.
Yeah, they both kind of only have each other, right? Oh, he has all of the documentation for the renewal fund as well, obviously. Looked like there were tears in his eyes there. Obviously, Alfred's at risk of dying here.
Piece of shit cop, Kenzie. Her body was in his car. I'm gonna find him.
Oh, it was Kenzie who had the body in his car.
Choices have consequences.
Jesus Christ. Choices? You know, whoever the hell you are, you obviously grew up rich.
She can tell.
I want to know why a guy like Falcone would owe you anything.
Because he's my father!
Okay.
My mother worked at the 44 Below. She used to take me there when I was a little girl.
She's been going to the club her whole life ever since she was a child, wow.
When I was 7, my mother was murdered. Strangled.
By Falcone.
Social services came to take me away and he didn't say a thing.
Okay, so he could have taken her under his arms, but he didn't admit that he was the father.
Hideously scarred.
He's definitely mentally scarred, right?
All anyone cares about in this place are these white, privileged assholes.
There's going to be people who didn't, do you live in a cave? Yeah. There's going to be people who don't like that line about white privilege.
I can take care of myself.
I do love the scenery, the sunset in the background.
20 years ago, one reporter set out to uncover the dark truth. He found
Riddler's definitely good at video editing.
and committed suicide, and how the Arkhams used their power and money to cover it up.
Okay, so there's dark secrets around.
But when the reporter refused, Wayne turned to longtime secret associate Carmine Falcone and had him murdered. And Gotham needs you to answer for the sins of your father.
I mean, it's obvious Bruce didn't know about any of that. His dad getting someone killed.
You know who I am?
And he's showing up here as Bruce this time. Now, on one of the cards previously, Riddler said, "See you in hell." By hell, does he mean this club? Because it's like underground, right? The 44 below.
I had some dirt, some very personal stuff about your mother.
I don't think the mother stuff is that. It was just like the mother was like in therapies, right? It's more the grandparents, the murder and the suicide.
Carmine, I want you to put the fear of God in this guy when fear isn't enough.
So he didn't actually want the guy killed, he just wanted to scare him off.
I handled it.
But he handled it too well, I guess.
What even a good man like him is capable of in the right situation.
Kind of all it takes is a little push. That's just what the Joker says, right?
Ronnie. Oh yeah. You can understand your father and I had history. That your father would be in my pocket.
He was indebted to Falcone.
Salvatore Maroni got my father killed.
No, I know.
Maroni is the reason.
I'm just saying it sure looked that way to me. Long time coming, huh?
I guess that's a bit of closure for Bruce. The reason why his parents are dead.
Lied to me. My whole life.
Oh, did Alfred know?
Believing that he was a good man.
He was a good man.
Yeah, he was just pushed to the edge.
He didn't have anyone killed.
Yeah, he didn't get him purposely killed.
About his image or the campaign, any of that. He cared about her.
He was really doing it to protect Martha.
That Falcone would do anything to finally have something on him that he could use. That's who Falcone is.
Yeah, he had something he could use against him now.
He would confess everything. And that night, your father and your mother were killed.
So it was Falcone who got them killed, not Maroni. That whole scene we just had was Falcone manipulating him. Yeah, there's no exact way to know, but it's on the same night.
You needed a father.
No, Alfred is like a father to him though, isn't he?
God.
This is a great scene. Robert's like subtle facial expression changes there.
Fear. If you're ever going through any of that again.
He does have someone in his life that he cares about, but that means villains can always use that against him. Yeah, that was a great scene, the heart-to-heart between him and Alfred.
I saw the signal. That's not you?
I thought it was you.
Not a trap, is it?
Mitchell tell you?
No, nothing. He
Don liked to talk. I know that.
just said Phil made a deal with you. Information and some drops thing. He said you were a very...
Falcone is the rat, and that's how Mitchell became mayor. Was the wings supposed to be Falcone Falcon? So it's all Falcone. You can tell how much disgust Jim has for the corrupt police.
It was perfect for making bribes, laundering money, huge charitable fund with no oversight. Everybody got a piece.
So that $1 billion, that was the renewal fund, it was just taken up by the mob essentially.
I think this goddamn election matters. Falcone's there.
Yeah, Falcone is the one who actually runs the city.
Don't throw your life away.
I got 9 of them.
That's a great line.
Bring the rat to the light.
They're gonna expose Falcone. Oh, that's cool. You know, it's kind of understated with his gadgets, but the gadgets are still cool. The grappling hook and this to let him like run down the side of the building. Obviously, it's all very grounded.
And I know that you're a very important man. I was hoping that maybe you could help me find her because she's...
This great acting, putting on this act.
Being provided to GC1 by Lieutenant James Gordon of the Gotham PD, and we should warn you, the contents are extremely...
Oh, look at him, he's sweating.
He told you about that, huh? The deal.
So he's been brought to the light, he's been exposed.
Hey, Dad?
What?
I'm Maria Kyle's kid.
Just put down the gun, honey.
This is for my mother.
Yeah, that definitely his print works. They look like he got out the way of the bullet there though. Like he ducked. I don't think she actually shot him there. Look at him running away. There's that melody again. Is he gonna be like above? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Just having the muzzle flares lighting up the scene. Ooh. He's strangling here as well. Very into strangling, isn't he? Oh, yeah. With the cat claws. Yeah, but he's gonna stop her from killing him. Yeah, it might be cathartic in the moment, but the emotional baggage of carrying a murder with you, you don't know if how you'd cope with that.
Well, you with Zorro over here.
Call him Zorro.
Isn't blue work for me?
Guess we don't all work for you.
Yeah, so not all of them are corrupt.
So you're a big man now, huh?
Maybe I am.
Well, with Falcone gone, Oz can take over.
I'll spray paint your ass! Hey! No, it wasn't me! I didn't shoot! I didn't shoot!
It wasn't him who shot. Who was it then? Yeah, he was still like pulling out the gun. He didn't actually get to fire a shot off.
Up on the stairs looking down. I remember your face.
Bring him into the light.
What, that exact light?
Yeah! Michelle, keep him up there!
But Riddler was just sitting there the whole time, waiting for him to come out of the club eventually. Okay. So to bring him into the light wasn't expose him, it was bring him literally into this one specific light. Like even more traps he's got set up.
The guy's sitting by himself at the counter right now.
This is him here.
Police! Hands up!
Yeah, that's definitely him. That looks like Paul Dano.
I just ordered a slice of pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I guess it isn't too important that I knew Paul Dano was already playing the Riddler. It wasn't like a reveal that he was a character we already knew. Yeah, it's gonna pan up and the question mark.
What about chain of evidence?
You should see this. He's wearing gloves. Renewal. The empty promise they sold to me as a child in that orphanage.
Okay, so he was an orphan who was supposed to get money from the renewal fund, but the corruption, it obviously went into the mob's hands.
You can't just give them the answers. You have to confront them. I know now what I must become.
Another letter, another riddle.
This isn't over.
Oh man, he's been posting all kinds of shit online. He's got like 500 followers.
500? I thought we'd have more than that considering how big of a thing this is. I know the real you. He knows that it's Bruce. You know, I did think that when he said the see you in hell card, because it was, that was addressed to Batman, it said see you in hell, and then the package exploded. Was that saying to Bruce and to Batman, because the letter obviously is addressed to Batman, not to Bruce.
Right.
Has he revealed it?
I was asking for you at Arkham.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if his identity gets revealed, he can't carry on as Batman, can he? Good old interrogation scene.
I told you I'd see you in hell.
Oh, he meant here.
If only you knew how long I've been waiting for this day. Bruce. Wait.
Yeah, he knows. And it's on camera. Is there, microphones set up? Can people hear this?
The day the great Thomas Wayne announced he was running for mayor made all those promises.
That he never kept on his eyes.
A week later, he was dead and everybody just forgot about us. All they could talk about was poor Bruce Wayne.
He only cared about the rich orphan, not all the actual poor orphans.
Looking down on everyone with all that money.
Calling out the hypocrisy a bit.
12 years old and already a drop it, numbing the pain.
Already on drops.
And every winter, one of the babies die because it's so cold. Bruce Wayne.
I get chills every time he says it.
He's the only one we didn't get.
Wait, so he doesn't know?
All everyone wants to do is unmask you, but they're missing the point. I'm looking at the real you right now.
Yeah, when he puts on the mask, it's the real him.
I asked you to bring him in the light, and you did. We're such a good team. We're not a team. I never could have gotten him out of there.
He was basically using him.
You showed me what was possible.
Yeah, he
showed me all it takes is fear and a little focus.
He was obviously inspired by Batman. It's always the best villains that are created from the hero. So he thinks he was kind of working with Batman a bit because Batman brought him into the light. He manipulated him.
Oh, no! Nobody!
If Batman didn't follow the trail of crumbs, he wouldn't have got all of this done.
Not how this was supposed to go!
I love Paul Dano's performance here. So you can tell how broken he is.
You mean you didn't figure it out?
There's still more?
Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you
were. He's singing this song. So he's got something even more set up. Oh, was he... That looked like a batarang. That's the chess piece. I do love some of Robert's kind of facial expressions under the mask. These kind of deranged facial expressions.
Hey man, I don't think that you should be touching that.
So there's something that he isn't seeing, some bigger picture that he hasn't seen yet, hasn't figured out the riddle to.
Killing Mitchell with a friggin' carpet tool.
It's a carpet tool.
Hey, whoa.
Looks like a map.
Hey guys, thanks for all the comments. And thanks to everyone for the tips on detonators.
Explosives.
What this community has meant to me these weeks.
It's funny, he's talking like a YouTuber, isn't he?
She promised real change. But we know the truth, don't we?
So he doesn't think she will actually bring change about?
It's corruption, it's perversion.
Because it's all too corrupt?
I've parked 7 vans all along the city's seawall. And on the big night, they will go boom.
Oh, that was called the match cut between the map and the actual bird's eye view. He's there like a composer, watching his work, watching his masterpiece go off.
The flooding will happen so fast, evacuation will not be an option.
Yeah, I really love those, the cuts between the map.
Through the streets in terror.
Gordon. Okay, so this is actually really large scale, isn't it? You know, because it's so grounded as a movie, you kind of expect smaller scale, but this is like a big set piece coming up, I'm imagining, all of this flooding.
And that's where all of you come in.
So all of his followers, they have guns and are helping.
It's time for the lies to finally end. False promises of
Okay, yeah, big action set piece coming up here, all of these guys with guns.
wondering why us?
Yeah, a lot of these facial expressions with Batman, he looks almost deranged. It's like one eye is slightly more open than the other. All these snipers on the roof ready to take out the mayor and the police. Yeah, they've had this whole thing planned, all set up meticulously.
Those people die out there. All right, I'll go calm down.
We keep seeing this kid, don't we?
I'm not going anywhere.
We're under attack, man.
Exactly. It's the problem with this city. Everyone's afraid to stand up and do the right thing.
She's gonna get herself killed going out there. Oh, she's seen them. Is she okay? It was only like in her side. Is that Batman coming in? It was a bit reckless. The falling glass could damage the civilians below. It's good they're all like tethered in so you can push them off without them actually dying. This is a good like clever little writing trick to get around the Bruce killing. Yeah, he's just eating all of them. Yeah, she's got to help out too. Oh, this is cool, walking into the fog, yeah. Yeah, his arm is bulletproof, but his headpiece obviously isn't. Okay, yeah. Oh, he's got some adrenaline to pump himself up. Oh, it's pushing him too far. See how filled with rage he was there. Was that adrenaline or was that Venom? Obviously not Marvel Venom, but Venom as in the drug that Bane takes to like bulk himself up. Because I know that's like green. It's like a green liquid. It's just like that. I don't know if Venom the drug like enrages you as much as that though.
The hell are you?
Oh, is that the guy from before?
I'm vengeance.
All inspired by him. Was that the guy before who was at the funeral who was saying about all of these rich people? Shit, yeah. There's not really a safe place for anyone now, is there? You just gotta get up high if you can. All electricity as well with that much water nearby. Yeah, he needs to cut the cable. Oh, this is the flare scene. I remember seeing it in the trailer. I forgot about this, yeah. It didn't show up yet. Yeah, he's got to help rescue all of these people. Oh, and it's this boy again. That's the same one, right? Mitchell's son. I didn't expect the repercussions for this movie to be so big. It reminds me of almost like the end of Dark Knight Rises when, you know, the whole city's under control by Bane.
And Selma sees the chance to grab it.
Yeah, Oswald is definitely gonna reach for power now, isn't he?
We must rebuild people's faith in our institutions.
Vengeance won't change the past. I have to become more.
Become a hero.
To know someone's out there for them.
He's become a symbol. At the start of the film, you know, he was this symbol of fear. When everyone saw the bat signal, they were all fearful of him. But now the regular citizens feel hope when they see him as well. He like feels both roles now, I guess.
Power to endure and the strength to fight.
You know, saving people is true heroism, isn't it?
Isn't that just terrible? Him raining on your parade like that?
Is this Barry?
One day you're on top, the next you're a clown.
You're a clown. So the Joker does actually show up here, not just in the deleted scene.
Who are you? Well, that's the question. Isn't it?
Not getting a good look. Can see a bit of a smile.
Riddle me this.
Yeah, come on, he's nailed the voice there.
The more one is worth. A friend.
So, Riddler and Joker working together in the future.
With Carmine gone, it's only gonna get worse for you. It's gonna be a power grab.
Yeah, there's gonna be a struggle for power.
Take care of yourself.
Going their separate ways. I thought like she might return though in the sequel, right? This isn't goodbye forever. Okay. I know that isn't like a mid-credit scene or anything, right? It's just a thing taking you to the website where it unlocks the secret deleted scene. Okay, so that was The Batman. Obviously, I really enjoyed that. Although this isn't an origin story, it is almost the origin of him becoming a hero, because he kind of learns to become this symbol of hope and what true heroism is, which is saving people. You know, it's not just about beating up the bad guys, it's about protecting and saving the people. Getting criminals and stuff on the street does like second-handly make people safer, right? But he needed to learn to be this hope, this signal of hope, as well as a signal of fear for the villains. And that was a really great moment at the start when we're seeing the shadows. Everyone's like scared of the shadows and they've seen the bat signal up there. That was really cool. The tone here was obviously really dark, but it really worked well. I think especially the music thing, you know, they played Something in the Way by Nirvana, which was in the trailers. They played it a few times throughout the movie, but it really set the tone, didn't it? It was just like really immersive, you know. Even though this is 3 hours long, I was completely immersed the whole time. There wasn't a moment where I'm like, oh, this is dragging on. Maybe like right at the end, as things were wrapping up, the scene when Selina and him were driving away from each other, I thought, you know, maybe it could have ended with his speech and him looking up at the helicopter, the speech about him becoming hope, and then they could have had the Joker and Riddler interaction as the end credit scene. That seems like the logical like mid-credit scene, right? But they decided to keep it all in one movie, and the mid-credit scene was just them pushing people over to the website where it unlocks the deleted scene, right? So I imagine there were probably some people who waited and were disappointed, weren't there? Even though the tone here was really dark, it was actually still quite funny. And it was funny in a way that didn't break the tension. It was like in-universe funny, I guess. Rather than the joke undercutting any tension, it still fit in the world and really worked well. You know, there's like some physical comedy here with his parachute getting caught, then him falling off, you know, and then there's like the thumb drive bit that was really funny, you know, and the way the characters talk. I think Oz Penguin was quite a funny character just in the way he talks, in his mannerisms and everything. So the comedy here was actually really good, and it was much funnier than I was expecting it to be. One thing I was hoping was that you could figure the riddles out as an audience member, like on your first viewing, if you were smart enough. And I think you can figure some of them out, right? But I don't think you can figure out the big picture. Like I figured out the he lies still riddle because that's just like a standard riddle, right? I think I might have heard something similar to that before. Like I didn't get the exact wording, but I got it right. But I think the whole grand picture with the renewal fund and everything, I don't think you can really figure out. I think from like a meta standpoint, they mentioned the renewal fund right at the start, so I took a note of that because I thought that might be something that comes up later, and obviously it did. But you can't really piece together the exact intricacies about it. You can tell the renewal fund might be part of something, but you can't figure out all of the little details and intricacies of that, can you? But I don't think you need to be able to figure everything out, you know. The reveals here were really great. I really liked Riddler as a villain. I think he was kind of right in his motive, right? He had a lot of reason to be doing what he was doing. All of these people had stolen the money away from him and he was calling out the hypocrisy of the system, all of these corrupt people. But of course he's a villain, so he put some innocent people's lives on the line at the end when he blew up the bridges, you know. And part of his mentality was, he was saying it's not enough to just expose the lies, you need to make a big deal out of them so people remember them, because if all of this was just leaked, it could have been swept under the rug or ignored, but this is kind of too big to ignore, right? You know, if all of this had leaked, the newspapers, they could have come out with a different story that kind of swept it under the rug a little bit. There's a lot of things that they can do to manipulate the narrative, right? But doing it this way, you can't really ignore it, can you? And it's great seeing the consequence of the I am vengeance, of him being vengeance, him inspiring all of these people. Villains are of the creation of the heroes, right? And Riddler kind of acted as this mirror to Bruce, you know, they're both orphans. It's just one grew up rich and had all this attention, and one didn't and was left to suffer, essentially. So I really liked how he kind of pointed out the hypocrisy of Bruce a bit, you know. I'd seen some criticisms online of this, and obviously I didn't have the full context before. The first one was during the car chase, that Bruce Wayne doesn't kill, Batman doesn't kill, but he doesn't kill anyone in the car chase. If anyone died in that car chase, it was because of Penguin causing the accident, right? Batman didn't actually cause anything. None of the deaths there were his fault, and I don't think he could have done anything to save anyone who died in that accident anyway. And then the other one I saw was that the movie is like propaganda, and I'm not like 100% sure on that, because most of the movie was calling out corruption, and we did have this scene where all of the kind of good cops exposed Falcone. That was when they brought Falcone out into the light. But I feel like that's kind of showing what cops should be. Cops should hold each other accountable and acknowledge this corruption, and you know, that's what people were calling for, right? Because even if you're a good cop and you stay silent when there's a bad cop, you're still complicit in that. But here it was these good cops calling out all of this corruption, right? I don't think the critique of propaganda is necessarily right here. And then there's a few moments that I really loved. The conversation with Alfred on the hospital bed, that was great. When Bruce was realizing he has this fear of losing the people that are close to him, and he didn't want to lose Alfred, that was great. That was just a really emotional scene. And then Alfred kind of saying, no, Thomas was a good man. This was all Falcone, really. He was just trying to protect Martha. Yeah, I don't think Thomas was bad at all. He just wanted to protect the image of Martha. And he didn't want the reporter killed, of course. He just wanted to like scare him off from reporting this story, right? And then I really love the interrogation scene as well. We all thought that Riddler knew who Bruce Wayne was, but it was actually just great how it revealed that he was manipulating Batman. Like, he thought he was working with Batman, really, but he was like kind of manipulating him to help, because without Batman's interference here, none of this probably would have happened. He wouldn't have got Falcone out and got Falcone killed. If Batman hadn't have meddled in this, none of this would have actually happened. And I think in general, it is kind of a positive outcome, all of this corruption being extinguished, right? So Riddler probably, in the grand scheme of things, did do some good. If it wasn't for the flooding, I think Riddler would have done more good than bad, maybe. Obviously these people were dead. He could have got them in prison somehow by exposing them, but it was still understandable what he did because of all of this that he's gone through as a kid as well, you know. Again, I just really love the tone and the atmosphere here. It was just so immersive. Matt Reeves just could really drag me in for some reason. And of course, the whole thing was just gorgeous. And it was kind of a bigger scale than I thought it would be. I thought it would be kind of small scale, but they did build up quite a big finale, right? Which worked quite well. Okay, let's jump into this Joker deleted scene. Not a lot of hair on him, is there? So he's in prison. Oh yeah, there's like some scarring on his head, right? I like keeping him blurred.
There's a serial killer. I want your perspective.
Yeah, so he's going for him for help.
First anniversary paper.
I really like Barry's voice for this.
He likes little puzzles, doesn't he? So meticulous.
Yeah, he's like really grotesque, isn't he?
I know who he is. He's a nobody. wants to be somebody. This is very, very personal.
Yeah, it was personal to him, wasn't it?
Why is he writing to me? Maybe he's a fan of yours?
Yeah, so Joker did nail it. He was a fan of Batman, he was inspired by him.
You know exactly how he thinks. Have you read this file?
I'm not sure I like the missing hair, but I guess by the time he escapes and is in the bigger picture, the hair might be more grown back.
Oh, are you afraid he makes you look soft?
Riddler's got more conviction in his eyes because he murders, maybe.
I think somewhere deep down, you're just terrified. Because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh?
He thinks that he's right. Yeah, I really like the laugh. I like the physicality of it, the mannerisms. I think if you've seen The Killing of a Sacred Deer and The Green Knight, you can really understand why they cast Barry. There's like the bite scene in The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I think that really just shows how he can portray these type of characters, and then his like physicality in The Green Knight was really great, where he was almost like a goblin jumping about, hunched over. I don't know, he was just really great in that as well. So I really have faith in Barry as an actor to pull this off, and it does seem like there might be some Ledger influence there with like how he was breathing and licking. I don't think he was licking his lips, but he was like breathing in that kind of similar way. But I understand why this was cut. It just kind of tells the audience stuff we've already know. I guess it happens obviously before Riddler is caught, like after the second or third murder, like kind of this would happen like in the middle of the film, it seems. But I can understand why they cut it, even though it was a good scene and you want to build even more mystery around the Joker. I kind of wish we didn't even see the kind of close-up. We had only seen the blurred out version of him. I think that would have been really good. I'm not 100% sold on the design. I get what they're going for, but I'm not 100% sure that I like it. Maybe it's a bit too extreme, but we'll have to see. You know, it'll be exciting to see him like escape Arkham at some point. Maybe once we see him all suited and booted, maybe he will look really cool. And of course we never get the full picture here, do we? Like from the blurred version it looks like regular kind of Joker, but when you zoom in you can see how disfigured he actually is. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like or a comment. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.